What the street said, what the street said. So I'm gonna be short and quick with this video. Shout out to Pop Austin out of Texas. Shout out to Stan G. I was watching Stan G live the other day. Stan G's a Memphis YouTuber, Memphis blogger. He be doing his thing. So when they having this conversation, him and Pop Austin, I don't know the guy's name, so excuse me for not saying your name. There was some comments made about people who went to college not being street, not being as gangster, because a lot of so-called street dudes, gangsters, maybe they weren't good enough to finish school. Maybe they weren't good enough to play football, basketball, run track. I went against it because me, for example, I went to college. I played football, did my thing, still hustled, still was in the streets. And that was a bad thing. It wasn't a good thing, but I did it. I have to live with reality. So I told them, Master P went to college. Master P made it selling dope, selling music, and in sports. He made an NBA team. Yo Gotti went to college. Yo Gotti, him, his family, his homies, legendary street guys. DonTrip went to college. Yeah, DonTrip went to college. Street guy. Starlito, street guy. He went to college. I believe Kevin Gates even went to college. Street guy. Yo Gotti right-hand man Keon went to college in prison. He just got his business degree not too long ago. Big Five, Keon. So this conversation started because of ESTG. People got this notion that street guys don't never go to college. And I don't like this because it's saying that all street dudes and all so-called gangsters are dumb and stupid. Now, if most people get their structure of being street and gangster from the Italian mob and the Jewish mob from back in the day, they sent their kids to college. The Godfather, the movie The Godfather, Tony, Al Pacino, Michael, he went to college and then he became the big boss. Italian gangsters, Jewish gangsters, African gangsters, Russian gangsters, the cartels send their kids to college and they end up running the business one day. The street business and the legit business. You don't think that the dudes who play football and basketball or in college come from the hood. They come from the hood. Once they leave football practice, they going back to this same hood. Once they leave basketball practice, they going back to this same hood with them same issues, same problems. I'm not glorifying and saying it's a good thing, but there are people. Rest in peace to my dog, Arthur Salas. He was a big GD. North Memphis, finest. An amazing football player. He almost made it to college. He got shot right before the summertime hit and he was supposed to be going to college. So that's the only thing that stopped him from going to college. He had a scholarship in Mississippi. The coach was going to let him live at his house, at his home with him. So you can't just say because somebody went to college that make them less street. It's legendary dudes in Memphis, Tennessee who didn't become legendary street dudes till they went to college and they met plugs from California, met plugs from Texas, met plugs from Miami, met plugs in New York. And that's how they got to meet people in different cities, different states, Atlanta, and get more money. You can't debunk a person's gangster or a person's street credibility because they went to college. You can try, but that ain't what's popping. If somebody won't be in the street, they gonna be in the street. I looked at a video one day of this dude from Chicago, and he said that he was a college dude. He said he didn't even know nothing about the streets, then when trying to be in the streets, he ended up linking up with somebody when he went to college. He said he grew up in the suburb of Chicago. He had a good life. His parents had money. He ended up becoming one of the biggest dope boys in Chicago. Like, I don't know what this notion comes that every gangster is a dummy. And see, that's the reason I'm glad that I ran with some gangbangers, but I didn't officially become a gangbanger. But see, I grew up around Masons. Masons were smart. Gangbanging to me, it became a tough man is the leader. Like, okay, if this person can beat everybody up, they the leader. Or if this person can willing to shoot their gun at any given moment, he the leader. If this person willing to crash out, the crash out became the leader of a gang. And it messed up, and it trickled down to a lot of young dudes and messed their mind up thinking, if I want to be the leader of the gang, all I gotta do is knock off the boss and become the leader. All I gotta do is put in more work and then I'll be the leader. That's the part of being in a gang that I really don't like. Because guess what? It's some dudes who've been Crips and Bloods who are very successful. It's some dudes who've been GD and under their 5 that are very successful. Common is under the 5. He's a Black P Stone. Common is highly successful. Snoop Dogg is a Crip. He highly successful. Some members from 3 6 Mafia are GDs. They highly successful. And the game, he a Blood. Whack 100 a Blood. They're highly successful. Everybody who's been in a gang ain't stupid. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that been in the street ain't stupid. This notion that everybody who was part of a gang or was part of the streets is stupid, it's just not real. It's not. It don't make sense. What mess up a lot of organizations? The vice lords. If you know anything about vice lords, anything about Black P Stones, anything about people being under the 5, it was some knowledge in there at first, and it's still knowledge in there. You know anything about the GDs, the BGDs, what BDs now? They had structure. They had some knowledge. You ever heard of the 5%ers? Knowledge. The Black Muslims, knowledge. You go to jail, people would say the Muslims, the Black Muslims is a gang, right? They still hold knowledge. Everybody who a Muslim in jail or on the town ain't stupid. This notion that you gotta be stupid to be from anywhere don't make sense to me. So that's why I was debunking people who people consider gangsters who made it, who have went to college, or street dudes who have went to college. You can't say ESTG ain't who he is because he went to college. He kept getting in trouble in college. Why? Trying to sell dope. Why? Getting caught with guns. Why? Because when he go back to Louisville, Kentucky, the smoke is the same as it was when he was in high school. You know, people gotta really pay attention to life. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I really come from being outside, so I really understand it. It's people in the NBA that have been major plugs. It's people in the NFL been major plugs. It's people who been to college and been more gangster than anybody. So don't be trying to debunk people. Well, I ain't gonna tell them what to do. This is just really a reaction. I'm not gonna debunk people who went to college and say they live street, or because they ain't stupid, or they didn't feel like they weren't good enough. Nah. You got smart people and you got unintelligent people. You got people who make some good choices and some bad choices, but sometimes they good outweigh they bad. Anyways, your boy Big Trell Craft. I'm out. 100. It will be a part 2.